I asked you guys if you had any questions and confessions for me. And this is the result. And also, if you're thinking, what is this bitch? No. Like, why should I listen to her when she gives me advice? And you're right. I don't know anything. And yet, you're here watching me. So, let's begin. Okay. How to approach my girlfriend with suspicions of cheating? Ask them and then see how they react. Unless you're being like super sus or whatever. Are you a Barky stan or Artkins all the way? The thing with this question is, you can't just choose one over the other.
¿Por qué no los dos?
My streamer is having 30 minutes intro even after being 40 minutes late already. Can you give me advice what I should do? Patience is a virtue. You are welcome for teaching you this. Greetings, fellow Earthling. Oh, it's probably an extra Emily viewer. I need help with the situation. I'm wondering if you have any advice. There's this guy I like, but he lives across the country in Atlanta. I live in Austin, Texas. So it's long distance, but I think we have really good chemistry and everyone else says so too, but I'm too nervous to make a move. How do you convince yourself to move to a whole new place? That'll be all. Emily, is this you? Girl, if you think you'll be happier there, then move. You can have like a lease in an apartment that's for a few months. And if it's not good, then just fly back. You're rich. You have enough resources. Next question. I never publicly said this, but before watching your streams, I was an incel. I hated all women, but because of you, I changed. I think some women can be funny and interesting. I no longer hate women. Now I only hate... Who do you hate? Well, I'm glad that because of me, you don't hate women anymore. Alright, whatever that means. How to integrate back into society. I am alone for most of my time, and I honestly don't mind it. So like Ikikomori from Japan, actually pretty addicted to being alone, but I feel like I am missing out on other aspects of life, mostly the social aspect. I dodge calls and texts, even from people I like. I just want to make one decent friend, but I am pretty weird due to all the isolation. Eye contact causes me discomfort, and I hate the thought of being noticed. I really struggle with connection. Do you have any advice on how to overcome the fear of talking to people? Okay, I understand that feeling because a lot of the times I don't really want to talk to people either. Like there are days where I just want to be alone, except with Pin. I like Pin. It can be hard. You know, it really can. But there are times where like I am forced to talk to people. And when I do, it's great. It turns out great and I have a good time. And then after I talk to them, like I feel invigorated to keep talking. Someone said do drugs. No, do not rely on drugs to socialize. That's bad advice. But yeah, if you talk to strangers, that's a good way to do it because you'll never see them again, you know? It's just a matter of getting used to it because it's really not that bad. It's really not. Because once you strike up a conversation with one person, you realize that you'll feel better and you just have to have like one thing in common. Like even the fact that you're together in the same space. You can just talk about that and it will be fine. It's not as hard as your mind makes it out to be. Because if there has been a long time where it hasn't happened, then you can start overthinking and feeling a certain way. But if you just like go out, instead of like ordering food, for example, if you go out and get that food and just like looking around at people, because there was this one quote that gave me a lot of comfort. Because before I started streaming, I was very introverted. I still am. I'm still very introverted, but not shy. If you just put yourself out there, and I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm not a therapist. Okay, yeah. So there's one quote I saw. No one cares about you. No one cares about you, and that's so liberating because since no one cares about you, you can just do whatever you want and no one will care. No one will remember you. So just live your life. Talk to people if you want to, and if not, who cares? So eye contact causes me discomfort. You can look here and they'll also think that they're making eye contact with you. How big is Nick? I actually had this conversation with Nick yesterday because he's making jokes about his small penis. I'm like, what do you want me to say to that? We're just friends. And he's like, whatever you feel like saying. So, oh my god, he's so big. Next. My mornings have been in shambles without my NMP streams. Twitch just hasn't been the same, and the cameos just ain't enough. A wise man once said, men online sell friendship and vibes to attract audiences. And man, I really miss our 9 times Gladiator, 2 times Rank 1, 2006 to 2007 JV Hockey MVP and Apex Legends Week 2 champion. Gotta know when he's coming back. And I'm sure me and Chad are ready to lock in whenever he is. Yes, there's so many people who are just waiting for Pin to come back. Okay, is this Coolios? It might be, it might not be. You never know, but this is anonymous. And the answer is March sometime, if not end of Feb. But we've been waiting on something, other news that's not in our hands. So follow to find out, but sooner rather than later. Next. I have a GF that I've been wanting to leave now for a little bit. I'm not going to do it until after Valentine's, but my question is, should I make a memorable V-Day for her since I know it will be our last? Or should I put little to no effort? That way, maybe the break is easier when I finally do. I think it's really messed up if you're about to break up with someone to love bomb them and make them like feel so much love just to break up with them. So I'd say put no effort. And then right after Valentine's breakup, I think a lot of people would break up before Valentine's because that way they don't have to give a gift, right? But in this context, I mean, it's too late. Like, you did what you did. Valentine's was 4 days ago. If that were me, like, put little effort to Valentine's. That way they feel like they don't like you anymore. And then when you break up with them, it's easier for them to accept because in their head they'll be like, oh, I deserve better, you know? So it'll be a lot better. Next. I've been sneaking food into her room every night after my husband goes to bed. I keep telling myself it's just a little midnight snack, but really it's because I don't want him to know how much I actually eat. Every time I hide the wrappers around under the bed or in the back of the closet, it feels heavier and heavier on my conscience. I'm scared of what he'll think if he knew the true me. If he knew how often I've been doing this, every problem we run into makes me emotionally eat and crave food even more. I don't know how to stop. I think you should just be comfortable eating in front of your husband. Like, if you're really scared for him to see you eating, he's probably gonna see it anyway on you. Just eat in front of him. You should be comfortable eating for yourself and with him. Because if this guy is really for you, then whatever you do or whatever you say, you should be comfortable doing in front of him, you know? And if it's really like unhealthy food and it's not good for you, then I don't think it's really about him seeing you, but about you seeing yourself. Because if you yourself are ashamed of eating that food, then maybe it's not good for you. And you should reevaluate that and try to slowly change it day by day by not succumbing to the temptation to eat unhealthy food. Okay. For real, are you and Nick down to be Ninong and Ninang for Sophia, my daughter? I'm gonna put you an invitation on her first birthday or christening this December lama. This is Vin. Okay, we are down. Well, I haven't asked him, but we will be down. But I'm not sure if we'll be in the Philippines for that time. But yay, Sophia. Quick question about punctuality and dating/relationships. As a man, is it better to come early or late? What do you mean? Sometimes when I'm nervous, I come a lot earlier than I should. Is this acceptable? Well, when it comes to dates, if you have a set time, let's say 7 p.m., it is expected for the man to come earlier. Okay? So I'd say like 15 minutes earlier than the time. So when the girl arrives, she's not wondering, where's the guy that I got stood up? In another context, I think you should always make sure the girl comes first. Easier said than done. What does it take to go from friends to couple of friends? Well, if you're just friends, maybe make some jokes. Make some jokes and see how they react. She or he or they. See how they react. And if they react positively, then keep making the jokes. And then after the jokes, maybe start playfully touching. Like, if you're watching a movie, put your hand, on their shoulder or something and see how they react. Okay, maybe that's too much of a big step. Maybe if you're next to each other, touch knees. Touch your knees and see how that works out. Or have like a group setting and then try to be closer, Or like if other people tease you together, then it will plant the seed in her head or their head and they'll start thinking about you that way. But honestly, like, obviously they have to be into it. Knee touch, yes, Pian. I feel like the first time Nick and I had like a moment like that was after his collab with Jason Lewin. And Jason Lewin was playing like the love song. And it was us just hanging on the couch. And then he got flustered and got a basketball and started dribbling the basketball for God knows what reason. But after that, we had like a long talk because Maya did a stream that Nick wasn't invited to, but Arthur was. So Arthur was out of the house. So it was the first time that Nick and I we were alone in the living room and we were hanging out. And we were just talking about our lives. And oh yeah, that's another tip. Talk about things that you wouldn't necessarily tell other people. That way you can trauma bond, but in a good way. I am in a talking stage with my ex. We broke up 2 months ago, and now it's kind of weird seeing she openly tells me that she talks with a lot of boys online and FaceTime with. I feel like a cock, but I can't stop talking with her because I love her. Need help. Judging from this question, you seem very young, whether that's physically, like your actual age, or mentally. Get over her. She doesn't seem like the person you're meant to be with. There's so many other people, girls out there, or boys. Okay, there's so many people out there, or thems. If she is telling you that she is talking with a lot of other boys online and FaceTiming with them, that's so toxic. Why would you want to be with someone who's openly telling you that they're engaging with other people? Fuck that bitch. You know, like the incels kind of have a point sometimes, not always. But sometimes, yes, it's true. There's so many girls who are just like cooked. Guys as well. Okay, but this girl is not to be fucked with. Okay, if she wants to mess around with other guys, let her. Let her and make her regret it. Okay, focus on yourself, go to the gym, focus on your business, make money, and make her regret that shit. Okay, next. Confession/funny story. I visited the USA for the first time and went to Las Vegas. One day, I went to breakfast at the Luxor Pyramid Hotel, and a weird, shady-looking dude came to us. He asked if we want a free meal. Oh, he's German. My German senses were tingling. Like, why would anyone would give you something for free? So I said no. He went to the next table. They said yes and spoke with each other for 10 minutes after that. He handed them a $100 bill. Honestly, my introvert self is still happy I didn't have to talk to this dude for a $100 bill because I feel like I would have sold my soul lamau. Okay, the fact that you saw this person and you judged them as a weird, shady-looking dude and asked if they wanted a free meal, that's so sus. That is so sus. And good for you for acting on your instincts and knowing that it's not worth the risk. Because there are a lot of messed up people around here. So the fact that you did not succumb to their lure, you know, it's like a white van, like say, oh, I have free candy, you know? But you did not succumb to that, okay? Nothing is really for free. So they were probably filming content or something. A friend of mine has been seeing a girl he met off of Hinge, but the problem is that she's leaving the country next week for more than a year. How long have they been seeing each other? They're about to go on their 5th date this week, but he said that she's not looking for anything romantic. And at this point, they're more hangouts than dates. But hangouts are kind of like dates, especially in the start. What could her intentions be? Should he try to make a move before she leaves? Also, I made a bet that if he got 5 dates with the same girl from Hinge, I would make 1 Hinge. But does this even count? You can make a Hinge, why not? Try it out if you have nothing to lose. This is a tricky question because they don't really know each other that well. I know friends who have had success with dating apps, but if they've barely formed a connection and she's going away for a year, it depends. It depends how good the connection is. They can try it out, but also they should not expect the best. So they don't get super heartbroken if it doesn't work out. That's my recommendation for this. Yeah. But if you're saying they're more hangouts than dates, they can continue as friends and then they can still be friends throughout the 1 year. And then maybe when that person is back, they can revisit something more romantic. Okay, this is so long. Okay, let me take a sip. My family has always been loud characters with high highs and low lows. Well, I've been told I come across monotone and stoic. That's not necessarily bad. Search up stoicism. I'm the middle child. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. And the stereotypes are mostly true for me. For the longest time, my parents have struggled to spend time and show affection to me. My older sister got all the attention growing up, and that effort skipped me entirely and went to my younger brother when he was born. I've always felt like I wasn't quite one of them. Then, one night when I was younger, I overheard a heated argument between my mom and dad. Oh, you're European because you spelled mom as M-U-M. At what must have been like 3 a.m. Turns out my mom had an affair and I was the result. Excuse me, I burped. No one knows that I know, and I never brought it up to them either. Never knew how to, but after that, everything made sense and I stopped trying as much to connect with them. 10 years later, I'm independent, doing well for myself, and barely speak to any of them. I keep in touch with my mother and send her money from time to time. Although now she's asking me to invest in my sister's husband's business. For context, my mom and sister have kept me at arm's length for years, and the husband in question has already failed a business venture before this one. But don't invest? It's not your responsibility. It's their problem. Don't invest, okay? Fuck them. But here's what makes this hard. This is the first time my mother has really genuinely tried to connect with me. My sister's been reaching out too. And truth be told, a part of me wants to believe it's real. That now we're older, this is perhaps the guilt for all the years of neglect and distance. I also can't have children of my own, so this is the only family I'll ever have. But I can't shake the feeling that it's just my money they want. What the heck do I do? Oh, master of relationships, friendships included. I'm sure as streamers you have more experience with this sort of thing. Well, I don't have any experience with your specific situation, but I think it's kind of sus that they only talk to you for when it comes to money. Like, that's not the best clue. Obviously, I don't know that much about your relationship with your family, but that's not a good sign. And you have just because they're your family, it doesn't mean that you have to support them unless you're like super loaded and like giving them something like doesn't affect you. But if it does, then it's not your responsibility to. You should feel like you're part of the family regardless of or not if you can support them financially, honestly. And also you were saying that you can't have children of your own, so this is the only family you'll ever have. That's not true necessarily. You can adopt technically. Also, there's a saying that friends are family you choose, because you have no choice of who your family is, but you do have a choice of who you spend your time with, especially as an adult. And if you want to, maybe hang out with your family more just to get to know them more. That's what I would do, but what do I know? And if you do have the means to support them, then it's up to you, but you could. But if not, then they should understand that. Because, okay, ask yourself this question. If you were the one in need, would they support you? What would they do? I'm in a massive argument with my friends, and it's really affecting our relationships. Could you settle this theoretical once and for all? In a situation where this action is televised, says it thank you, and posted across the internet, what would get you the most hate? Punching a baby or a 90-year-old veteran? If it's posted across the internet based off of my last tweet, it depends on the race of the baby and the veteran. Because apparently there's so many racists nowadays. But I feel like the baby would get more hate. But then again, abortion. How old is the baby? What if the baby's in the tummy and you punch it? In game? And then the 90-year-old veteran, it's like, okay, your life's over anyway. I think the baby would still get more hate, though. My long-term girlfriend emotionally cheated on me with my sister.
Huh?
Should I cut my sister off? I think your sister is a piece of shit if she knew that you were with this girl, but it's emotionally cheated. What if they're just best friends? Or they're just besties and they just so happen to click and discover each other's sexuality? You should just talk to your sister about it. If you have these emotions where you want to cut her off, tell her about it and see how she reacts before you actually cut her off. Hi, Katchii and chat. Been talking to my girlfriend's half-sister in her DMs. Wait, my girlfriend's half-sister in her DMs for months now, and meeting up with her in different cities that I travel to for work. It's kind of weird. Although my girlfriend is loyal and hardworking, she is immature, stubborn, full of herself, and sometimes distant. Her half-sister gives me more passion and actually stimulates my brain. We practically talk from sun up to sundown every day. I do feel extremely guilty, but when I feel slighted by my girlfriend, I just go and get attention or reassurance from her half-sister. I feel horrible for being unfaithful. Should I be honest with her or just end it? Is my situation cooked or can it be redeemed? Thoughts? You yourself know that you're not being faithful to your girlfriend, and it makes it even worse that it's their half-sister. Like, you know that you're cheating already emotionally, and when it starts in your head, eventually it becomes your actions, your words and actions. So I think if you and your girlfriend are not hitting it off, break up. And it makes it more complicated that it's her half-sister. I think you should all have a conversation together to talk about it. But only if you really think that this half-sister is the one for you. But you have to be ready for like a lot of conflict, and you and your girlfriend will just never talk again. But either way, I think you should break up with your girlfriend. Because whether or not you end up with a half-sister, like, it's GG's. It's GG's already when you start to look for emotional reassurance from other people. Okay. What's one advice you can give to people who are in college in terms of dealing with the stress of studying and exams? Oh my God. Till this day, I still get nightmares about exams in high school and college. I hated that so much. Just know it will end eventually. It will end. Just try to pass and get your degree. I graduated magna cum laude. People still say I'm stupid So it doesn't really matter what happens. I guess it's good for jobs, but even with that, it's hard to get a job. What matters more is the experience that you've had. So just go through it if you want it. Nothing in life comes easy. So when it comes to getting a degree, that's just something you have to go through. So just study enough to get the degree. I peed on the carpet and blamed the dog. That's me. I feel like I'm stuck in a weird loop where I'm not unhappy enough to change my life, but not happy enough to enjoy it. I work, I watch streams, I play games, and then repeat. I have goals, but I never feel the urgency to chase them. And then I feel guilty for wasting time. How do you break out of that comfortable with empty routine without completely burning out or nuking your current life? Break out of that comfortable with but empty routine without burning out or nuking your current life. That's hard. Okay, the fact that you're not unhappy enough to change your life means you're happy enough to continue your life, however it's going, but not happy enough to enjoy it. Okay. Maybe you say you have goals, but no urgency to chase them. Good news is life is pretty long. So you still have time to keep going at it slowly and see what happens. You know, like day by day, you can have small steps to pursuing your goals. And then, like, even me personally, I always wanted to be a content creator, but I never did pursue it. But now I'm here. There are some times where you should just take that leap of faith and see where it goes, but also be smart about it and have a backup plan. Break out of the comfortable with empty routine. Just do it. Just do it. You will never have motivation every single day. Regardless of your job, regardless of what you do, you will never have that drive to do it every single day. You just have to do it if that's something you really want. You just have to wake up. You just have to do it. Woo! Okay. Dear Katchii, how do I even start? I turned 30 in a week, and honestly, I feel like a total failure. I've always struggled to figure out what I want or commit to anything. I avoided people and couldn't look any person in the eye. I tried to get the minimum human interaction possible, and of course, I skipped every family or friend reunion. I don't want people to ask what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing or what I want. I feel lonely, and it hit harder after my dad passed away. He was the only one who called every day just to check in. Now my phone doesn't ring. At least you have a father who checks in. Or at least he checked in when he was alive. There's so many people where their fathers don't even care. In life, everything is replaceable except your parents, assuming they were good people. TLDR, I give up on everything, but one thing I want to get is Diamond in League of Legends. Do you think I can do it? I main support, and as a professional pocket healer yourself, I always feel healed watching your stream. I hope you can help me with your wisdom. So I'm hard stuck. Are there any tips and tricks that can help me climb to the top? I like being on top. So I can look down on people. What do you think is the best character to play? I like Tarek and Braum, but they are a little bit gay. Nothing wrong with that. I know your advice will change my life. In the end, it doesn't matter how miserable your life is. Make sure to have fun and enjoy every moment. You only live once, and if you can't and you are full of hate, don't use your negative energy to harass people. Just hate yourself. Or better yet, join me and play League. Best game ever. You can hate people and hate yourself at the same time. Anyway, peace. I don't even remember a single thing you said, but it seems like you're very aware of your life. You are playing League, you seem happy. Longtime Soda viewer and part-time Nick viewer on and off for the last 8 years. That's crazy. As I disliked his old argue and gaslight in the kitchen streams, but enjoy the collabs. I'd get executed in LSD for this. Wasn't sure what to make of you when you first burst onto the scene, which is very fair because I burst onto it was low-key a hater of you for no real reason other than change and you being a 10 out of 10 unhinged model. Oh, I'm 10 out of 10. Okay, like you, even if you didn't like me. Who is younger and new on the stream scene. Felt it was too good to be true and performative. Have to say, over the last year, completely changed my opinion. You are not only a super entertaining streamer on your own. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry. And by far wittier and funnier than Nick. Not that hard to be fair. Okay, that's bad. No, Nick is super funny. While completely carrying his socials so he can eco post about it. But it's obvious you were around Nick. For whatever reason, you should get whatever is wrong with with you, check. Choosing to basically part-time stream to focus on yourself and Nick. He is a lucky man to have someone so caring and loyal to stand by his side during probably the most insane year of his life, while also dealing with it all yourself, and you took it all mostly smiling and supporting him. You a G. Anyway, this is as parasocial as I'm going to allow myself. Hope the best for 2026. Also, never forgive or forget Nick scammed his sub goal. I'll do my very best to make sure he does his sub goals. But overall, like, thank you. I know when I came on to streaming, like, it was just a lot of just trying to get attention, you know. And then after a while, I was just like, I really don't care so much about attention. It's about being more of myself. I never even really knew if I wanted to be a streamer or not. But I did it anyway because why not? I just joined top streamer not really knowing what was gonna happen. And then all of a sudden I got all this attention and I couldn't handle it. That's why I would drink like magic juice and stuff. And even till this day, like, I question, is this what I want? Is this what I want? But at the end of the day, like, whatever job anyone has, it's not necessarily what they want or not. It's just a way to make a living. The one thing I know is, unexpectedly, through joining this competition and through streaming, I met someone that I really enjoy spending time with, especially off stream. I think it's a blessing that the last year, like, yeah, it was a shitty year, I guess. Because he hasn't been streaming, we got to spend a lot of time off stream, and those are the times I liked most. But we'll see. Penis going back to streaming, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, but overall, I'm very grateful. Super grateful, especially for my community, number one. Like, even during the alt streams, like, you guys are so positive. Thank you. Buddy is barking and I hear footsteps, so I don't know what that is, but maybe Peen ordered some food. No, I won't cry. But I'm just very grateful for this. And I love you guys so much. I think this is the last one. I am one of the schizos who used to post replies to Nick on Twitter. I was a member of both communities and interacted regularly with both. I have been watching Nick since he lived with Soda, Greek, and Milena. I have a wife and a job, to Nick's dismay. You think he gives a shit about you? But every toilet break or commute I had usually ended with free time to reply to one of his tweets. I genuinely enjoyed content from both of you. I suppose a mix of being too invested and not wanting to see history repeat itself led me to start spamming replies on Twitter. I knew Nick would see and read them since he's terminally online. That's actually not even true because he's the one who's telling me to stop looking at shit. Saying the same things in chat or Discord would have just resulted in a ban, and I was too lazy to make new accounts for Discord or Twitch, and as hard as it is to believe, didn't care enough. This was just something I did to kill time and see if it could work. The intent behind my replies wasn't to be hateful at first. In some way, I believed it would help make Nick reflect on his actions. He's been such a good being, I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, I lost the thing. Action. Or at least plant the seed for a conversation between you two about his behavior and the actions that ruined his previous relationship. He surrounds himself with yes men or people he views as beneath him, so he ignores them. Clearly, I was wrong. I also didn't know at the time that you two hardly spend time together off stream, since he games 10 hours a day and after that you watch anime, leaving little to no time for communication. I spend all of my time with him, not gonna lie, except the times that he is freaking live on Twitch, which mostly, like, I'm playing with him as well. So I don't even know where you're getting this information from, because there are times he's playing, like, I'm literally behind him talking to him, like playing my Switch or whatever. For the record, I never pushed rumors about you cheating. What? Or anything like that. That's 4chan schizo OTK stuff. Since then, I've stopped watching and posting on Twitter, though I guess others still spam the same rhetoric, and I left Nick's Discord. I recently saw a notification from Nick's alt account, which I had forgotten existed. Ended up watching part of your WoW Valentine stream. Katchii sounded like a hostage, and Nick ignored you half the time or mocked you to make chat move. It seemed like he clearly didn't learn anything from what happened with Milena. After that, I checked your Discord, saw the pinned message, and here I am. I stopped watching because it became obvious that once Nick felt convinced you weren't going anywhere, the old version of him resurfaced. The one longtime viewers know. Lazy, fat, self-serving, self-obsessed, and lacking basic emotional awareness. Or worse, maybe he understands emotions but chooses to ignore them for his own wants. No one who truly cares about their partner treats them the way Nick treats you, Katchii. You are so retarded. And it doesn't matter what we do or say, because whatever you have ingrained in your mind of how our friendship is will always be whatever you project it to be. So it doesn't even matter what I say, because even if I say no, you're wrong, you're just gonna be like, oh, he is paying you to say that. So like, shut up, get a life of your own. The fact that you're even watching these alt streams and saying these things, like our alt streams are 8 hours a day. How about you find someone who is as obsessed with you as you are towards us, who thinks he has you wrapped around his finger and can get away with anything. This pattern of behavior is all too familiar from him. I hope you grow up, Katchii, and realize this guy doesn't care about you. If he did, he wouldn't do the things he does daily. He wouldn't mention his ex more than you. He wouldn't keep pictures of his ex around your home. He wouldn't constantly talk about the glory days or how terrible his life was during the year he met you. He wouldn't prioritize chat moving fast over your emotions. He wouldn't game for 10 hours a day, ignore you. He wouldn't be selfish or lazy in bed. How do you... Why are you talking about bed? Also, this is all wrong. Or treat you like you only exist to be a blowjob machine. How do you know? For him in the mornings. OTK member thing, I guess. What? Who else? It also should be concerning to you that when you talk about positive memories, they always start with well before or in the past. If you talk about memories, that's obviously before. What do you mean? It's been a year. Even saying you trauma bonded is completely fucked. That's a joke. No messages in Discord about how happy you are. No confessions on stream about how great things have been. Just the same cycle being depressed. Into him taking you on one night out into fake words from Nick to convince you of better times ahead. Love bombing and manipulation tactics. Drunk drama in your moment of weakness. You have a strong enough online presence and community now that you don't need him. I hope he either changes one day or you move on before you get hurt. The sunk cost fallacy is not real. Don't ruin a large portion of your life because you feel trapped or obligated due to the time you've invested. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to confess and give perspective from a long-time viewer turned hate watcher. Will you kill yourself in game? And now someone who just doesn't watch either of you. Okay, you don't watch either of us, but you submitted a confession to my confession stream. I won't be watching future streams. Yeah, right, you'll be watching. Unless I see the threads that you two eventually have split up and I can come into next chat and TTS, I told you so. That'll be a... Oh, you're just admitting that you're gonna give money to Nick for him to listen to you saying, I told you so. How pathetic. How pathetic are you that that's your life? How pathetic are you that you don't have anything going for yourself, that you're making these assumptions about people you don't know from snippets of streams where you have no idea what's happening when stream is off. How pathetic are you? I'm so sorry for you that this is your life. I don't care anymore. Aziz, thank you for the prime. And then also supporting you, Katchii, again, and so I won't go towards Snake. Take care until then. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I think that was the last of it. At this point,
hey, I can hear your Filipino accent coming out. So in case you get mad at this guy, here's a half a sandwich.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was the last one?
That was the last one.
No. I was listening to the whole thing.
Were you?
Yeah, it's good.
No, I was just so mad at this dude. I was just like, bro, why even say that? But thank you. It's not even that big. You just protruded. But I had a lot of fun, guys. Did you like this?